We recently helped an Amazon brand double their PPC sales, and we didn't even really have to increase their PPC budget. And this was due to them making a bunch of PPC mistakes, which I'm gonna go over with you in this video. Now, most brands waste thousands on PPC every month, not because it doesn't work, but because they make the same mistakes over and over again. So in this video, I'm gonna break down the 5 most common PPC mistakes that destroy your profit margins, and I'm gonna go over the proven strategies that can fix it. So the first massive mistake that sellers make is they're stuffing too many keywords in one campaign. So I've seen sellers stuff like 20 to 50 to 60 keywords in one campaign and ad group. Now, why is this bad? What you have to understand is that Amazon does not evenly distribute budget, okay? So let's say, example, we have 10 keywords in one campaign, and you're trying to figure out exactly why are some keywords not getting sales, impressions, or clicks, while others are getting a lot more. Well, that's because Amazon is distributing the budget in a way that maximizes spend. Amazon will always maximize your spend, okay? So if you put 10 keywords in one campaign and one has high search volume and the other has small, they're gonna maximize that keyword because they want you to spend more money, okay? And the worst thing is you'll assume that certain keywords don't perform when really they've never had a chance to perform at all. So you can imagine if you have 20 to 50 keywords in one campaign, and maybe 50% of the actual spend is going to 3 keywords because they have such high search volume and your bid is probably high for it. So you're going to get a lot of clicks and impressions. Now you're going to assume all the other keywords just don't apply to your product and that they're a waste of time and they're just not efficient at all. And you wonder, why am I not scaling? It's never had a chance to even test it out. You've never had a testing phase for these other keywords. So this is why you heavily should never ever do this. Hey, if you're an Amazon seller serious about scaling your business on Amazon, we're offering a free in-depth audit of your brand. We'll cover exactly what's working, what's not working, and give you a plan of action to efficiently scale. So it should be the first link in the bio and also in the comments, and we'll get that forward to you. Now let's get back to the video. Now this can apply to all keywords: exact match, broad match, phrase match, and even ASIN targeting. Maybe you target ASINs and you have 10 ASINs in one campaign, and you're wondering why is it so unevenly distributed? Well, you're converting high on these certain ASINs because Amazon's recognizing your bids higher and the impressions are generally higher. And you think the other ASINs you're not going to convert well for, you just don't convert well at, but maybe you convert at an even better rate, but you don't have enough data or you're not running enough PPC to that certain ASIN to even garner results. So what is the best practice? Limit 3 to 5 high intent keywords per campaign or ASINs per campaign. 3 to 5 is the ideal range because you can adequately manage this, and when you create search term reports in the future, you can identify exactly which terms come from that, and it's much easier to just efficiently scale the bids and just manage as a whole. 3 to 5 keywords per campaign, you know you can maximize your budget. So for example, if you have a $100 daily budget for that campaign, you know at least $20 can go to each keyword. And even if some keywords are getting $40, some are getting $30, you can go back and you can easily change it and so that it's all even and you can analyze the data. But if you have 20 to 30 keywords, you have no idea where the spend is really going, and it's going to be a total mess, and you're never going to figure out how you can even scale. Here's a general tip you can follow. Create separate campaigns for each major keyword theme. So example, let's say we have yoga mats. We can create broad match campaigns for 5 keywords around that. We can create another campaign with 5 keywords for yoga mats related, an exact match campaign, so on and so forth. Because then we can adequately match and figure out where the spend is going. These are very similar keywords, and the actual budget is being distributed in a way that that each keyword has enough data for you to actually make decisions. Pretty much for yoga mats, don't put yoga mat, gym mat, Pilates mat, exercise mat all in one. Break them out for proper budget allocation. These keywords might, be very similar, but they are like different in some sort of ways because there's certain long tail keywords and others that are branched off from these keywords can be a little bit different. So if you put it all together and the budget is not evenly distributed, you don't know which of these terms can actually garner more terms in the future for you to build off. So this is very important that you segment everything off of it. Now, the second mistake people make is grouping different keyword intents together. I'm gonna explain what this means. So this means mixing awareness, competitor, branded keywords in one campaign. Now let's go over exactly what this is. So if you don't know what I mean, this is on my website actually. Each keyword in each campaign should have a specific intent, whether it's awareness, consideration, and purchase. So look at this funnel over here. We have top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel, okay? From top to bottom, you're gonna have the high search volume. When you go down, it's gonna have the lower search volume because now people are actually trying to buy your product. So what stage of the campaign are you really focused on? Is it awareness? Is it keyword ranking? Is it profitability? Is it brand awareness? If you set up campaigns and you have no intent for what the campaign actually is, you're never gonna know how to efficiently scale. Because for example, you might have one campaign that you should generally have be okay with the higher ACoS if it's example a keyword ranking campaign. So we have all the keywords in this campaign, and the goal is to drive our organic ranking up. So obviously we're going to be a little bit more aggressive to improve our keyword ranking versus if we have another campaign with 5 branded search terms. So these are our brand terms. Ideally, we don't want this to be such a high A cost. It should be much more profitable because we have people actually searching for our brand. So these are different intent. One is profitability, one is brand awareness and growth. But if you group all this together, you'll never know like exactly what you're trying to focus on for your brand, whether it's efficiency, scaling, growth, profitability, and it's not going to be efficient for you as a whole. So for example, awareness. Awareness is going to fall under broad match campaigns and auto match campaigns because we're trying to find all sort of keywords related to our product that we can, further build upon. So like different search terms, so on and so forth, different ASINs, so on and so forth. So for these campaigns, this is an awareness campaign for broad terms and like ASIN targeting. Consideration is going to be more so like phrase match campaigns and sponsored display campaigns, sponsored brand campaigns, where we sort of garnered and who we're approaching and we know exactly what they're searching for. So this is the middle of the funnel. Purchase is going to be very specific to our product. So exact match campaigns, we know exactly what keywords we should target for our product and what customers are searching for, and our own branded terms. We know people are searching for our brand on Amazon, so the bottom of the funnel is going to be the purchase. They already want to buy our product. So each campaign you create should have a system like this. So what are the pitfalls of not grouping different keyword intents together? Pretty much, like I said, bid optimization becomes messy. Cost per clicks vary widely by intent, as I explained. Second thing is hard to extract terms, apply negatives, or track profitability because we have all these different terms together now who have different intent and different actual purposes for our brand. So we don't know how to efficiently do this. Last thing, obviously, reporting is unclear. You can't tell which intent is profitable, which intent is for actually scaling, if that's working or not, so on and so forth. So some best practices, segment by intent. Awareness is going to be generic terms. Competitor targeting is other brands we want to target. Branded defense is your own brand search terms. And the last one is profit campaigns, which is going to be exact match campaigns and keyword ranking campaigns. Each campaign should serve one purpose: growth, awareness, or profit. So some tips on how you can name this for nomenclature: pretty much brand, exact, profit, competitor, broad, discovery, or you can even start with exact match campaigns, the actual ASIN, and then what's the intent: discovery campaign, profitability campaign, brand defense campaign. Make it easy for you to actually analyze and extract data. So tip number 3, and a mistake I see so often, is running out of daily budget. Okay, this is a very big mistake. You never want to run out of daily budget. For example, why do we not want to do this? Why is it bad? You miss peak buying hours, afternoon, evening. For example, let's say you set the budget for whatever it is, and you run out afternoon, okay? And then you have a whole 4 or 5 hours where you're not getting any visibility from PPC. Now, you might have gotten good sales already during that time, but now your competitors have way more chance to take those buyers during those prime hours. So your competitors scoop up traffic, boosting their organic ranking. So you're pretty much missing out on half the day while your competitors scoop in just by limiting their budget. Even one cap day disrupts your ranking momentum. So you always want to make sure you never run out of budget, pretty much. Now, I'm not saying to have the budget open for the whole day because obviously that is not strategic and there can be a lot of wasted ad spend. So you want to be very strategic in this. You want to set your budgets high enough to not to cap out. And how can we do this? Don't manage your campaigns by budget, manage it by bids, because bids you can control at a much easier level than the budget. So for example, let's say we have the same budget and then we reduce the bids by 20% or 15%. Now you're spending less, but you probably have 2 to 3 hours more of your window to actually get more visibility. Okay. Now imagine this: you're spending less, you have more visibility during those hours where it might be more customers for your product, and they might actually want to buy your product more at that time than others. Some people want to buy products on Sunday and Saturday versus the weekday where they're very busy. So adjust your bids strategically. If you see a campaign's not performing well, don't stop your daily budget. Just reduce the bids by 20, 30%, 15%, okay? Then at the end of the day, analyze further. If you see it's performing well and you're about to run out of budget, obviously increase your budget for that day or reduce your bids so that you don't run out of budget the whole day. The biggest thing is we want to extend campaign life throughout the day because we don't want our competitors to be the only product shown when we have actual buyers want to buy a product. Like at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, when there might actually be 5, 10, 15 more sales you can get. But since you're not running any PPC, you just miss out on it. So here's a quick example. A $50 budget with a $2 cost per click burns out in 5 hours. And this might be profitable or it might not be profitable, depending on you. Now, if you drop the bids to 1.5, so from 2 to 1.5, that could probably stretch your budget up for full day visibility once you test it out. So for example, here's one of our clients' actual campaign results here. And pretty much if you don't know how to do this, go to Amazon Campaign Manager and hit the budget tab. Now you can see for all these campaigns, it shows the average time in budget. So for this account, we're in budget 79% of the time. But you can see here sometimes we're not in budget. Well, we're not. So if you have a look at this, it's because the ACOS might be a little bit high for these campaigns. But if we had campaigns that performed really, really well, and we saw the average time and budget was much lower, we knew there's an issue because now we are very profitable. We're getting sales and our ACOS is low. But let's say, for example, these campaigns, this one, our ACOS is 14%, and we are in budget 60% of the time. That means 40% of the time, we're missing out on potential sales that are super profitable for us. And our competitors will come in and swoop up those sales. So if you have something like this, where you have profitable campaigns or campaigns that are like below your ACOS levels that are really good for you, and you see that your budget's low, maximize those campaigns, okay? Whether it's increase the budget or just drop the bids down a little bit so you don't run out of budget the whole day, you really want to go in and check every 1 to 2 weeks exactly how your budget is performing. And what you never want to do is never use Amazon recommended budget because they will always want to make you spend more money. If you're going to increase your budget, do it by 5 to 10% each time. If you're going to increase your bids, do it by 5 to 10% each time. If you're going to reduce your bids, do it by 5 to 10% each time. If you're going to reduce your budget, 5 to 10% each time. You do not want to make such massive changes as that can really mess up everything. You want small incremental changes that will bring long-term growth. Okay, mistake number 4, ignore your branded keyword protection. This is like one of the easiest fixes, but a mistake that can absolutely kill you, okay? Not bidding on your own brand terms can be horrible. Now, why is this bad? So when you assume that, okay, people are searching for my brand on Amazon. So pretty much if they're searching for my brand, they're going to buy my product anyway. And if I run PPC on my own branded terms, that's pretty much cannibalization, right? Like if someone clicks my sponsored product now, if they're searching for my brand, I just wasted money on it when they're going to buy my product anyway. This is not how it works, okay? You have to get out of this mindset. Imagine this situation, okay? Let's say you're Nike. Let's say if Nike didn't bid on Nike Air Max or whatever, or just Nike in general. And pretty much every sponsor spot was Adidas. Adidas like bidding on every single thing. You don't think at least some of those customers who are searching for Nike would convert into actual Adidas buyers if the product they're showcasing is good enough, reviews are good enough, pricing is good enough? Customers do not care about you. Like when they go and search your product on Amazon, yes, they initially want to buy your product. But if they see different listings that have a cheaper price point, a much better value proposition, what's to say they won't buy their product over your product? This is why it's super important to have this top sponsored results for your own brand terms because you want to maximize the conversion. You do not want to lose your loyal customers, especially if you sell a supplement or something that's a repeat buy. You want someone to search for your actual product on Amazon, find a competitor's listing, and then every month go back and buy that product instead of yours that they initially wanted. Just think about that. So competitors can target your brand terms. And shoppers searching for you may switch if competitors offer a better deal. This is like the worst case scenario. You never want this to happen. So you're pretty much losing already warm buyers. So what are the best practices? Always run defensive campaigns on branded terms. Always put your products up there. Always cross-sell. Have a sponsored brand campaign. Have a sponsored display campaign. Every single thing. Do not fall under the concept of cannibalization. That's like the dumbest thing you could ever fall under. Okay? Cover exact match and variations. And so any misspellings, product names. So if you don't know, go into Helium 10. Search up your actual search term for your brand and see maybe some misspellings that people are searching for. So try to cover those also. Okay? This protects your market share. It does not cannibalize sales. It just doubles your actual brand awareness and protects your brand. Okay, the last tip I want to go over, tip number 5, not analyzing search term reports. Okay? Number 1 mistake is setting campaigns and forgetting them. This is why it's bad. Broad phrase and auto campaigns generate wasted spend always, okay? You always want to analyze every week, every 2 weeks to see what terms you can build upon, what terms we can negate, and like what are some profitable opportunities hiding in the data. Amazon PPC is a constant game of optimization, okay? If you want to run all exact match campaigns and you have the budget for it and you're converting well, sure, go for it. But you have to realize that there's probably a cap on that too because you're limiting yourself to two search terms when there can be a whole other set of search terms that are new into the market with high search volume that you don't have enough data for. So pretty much poor optimization equals money lost. The brands that succeed nowadays on Amazon, they do weekly optimizations, every other day optimizations. They're so on top with their PPC campaigns because they realize Amazon's a game of constant optimization. You have to really revitalize and always analyze every metric. So what's the best practice? Review search term reports every 2 weeks. And what we want to do is pretty much harvest the winners. Move those keywords or search terms that perform well that don't have their own campaigns. So move them to exact match campaigns to further build upon our sales and improve our organic ranking on those keywords. Next thing, negate losers. Block irrelevant terms. If we have terms that spent $20 and get no sales, negated. If we have ASINs which we spent $25 and didn't get a single sale on, negated because we're not converting on those, right? You always want to do this because you're going to waste money here while you can build money upon here. And the last thing is double down. Expand ASIN targets that convert well, like I just said. Let's say we have ASINs that we perform well on. Maybe we can run a bunch more advertising on it for a bunch of more listings of ours. This is very, very important. So a quick tip, build an SOP. Every Monday, I'm going to go in and pull out every search query performance report and analyze the numbers, add winners, negate losers, optimize bids, so on and so forth. So if you don't know how to do this, go to Campaign Manager, hit Sponsored Ad Report, and you're going to take into this page where it gives you a bunch of options, okay? So for a report category, sponsored product, sponsored brand, sponsored display, I recommend doing one at a time. So if we're looking at sponsored product only do that, okay? And it gives you a bunch of options here. You can be more specific as you want. I would just stick to search term because we just want to figure out what search terms we perform well on, which ones we don't perform well at all. And we want to do a summary, and I recommend at least 30 days or 2 weeks. Okay, if we have a big catalog and we spend a lot of money on PPC, I would recommend 2 weeks. Okay, let's say for example you spend over 30,000 a month on PPC. Every 2 weeks, go in and analyze. Now, if you spend a small amount like 5,000-10,000 every month, do this and have a look at it. So once you do this, Amazon will give you a whole report. You can take it to a Google Sheets or an Excel file, and pretty much it'll show you every term. And I probably have a video up of this. Maybe I'll link it above, where you can set thresholds of like ACoS metrics, ROAS metrics, what's spending, what's not getting sales, so on and so forth. So we can extract the data and negate stuff for further implementation. What you can also do is bulk operations. So let's say you have a very big catalog and you spend a lot of money on PPC. Make sure to do bulk operations because it is the most cost efficient and time efficient method. Pretty much what it does is you can create a whole bulk sheet for every campaign, every search term, every single thing you're running advertising for, and you can actually optimize it all at once. So if you want to reduce the bids all at once, go in the sheet and reduce all the bids. If you want to increase certain bids, do it. If you want to negate stuff, do it. And then once you're all done, you just go back into this actual form here and upload the file, and Amazon will automatically update all that at once. So that's everything I have for you in this video. Let me know your thoughts about Amazon PPC and the biggest mistakes you see and some mistakes that you are currently dealing with on Amazon. Let me know in the comments. I'll reply right away. If you want to work with me and my team, I'll leave a link below to my actual website and show you exactly what we do, how we can help you scale if you're a brand doing above 20K plus on Amazon, and exactly the case studies we've had with other clients. Leave a like, subscribe, let me know your thoughts, and peace out.